Hello, hi my beautiful people. How are you? I'm great. Awesome. I really hope I'm able to actually edit this light. Like there's a lot of light coming in. And I don't think I'm going to do this again. I'm probably going to have to like record during the day because this evening thing and lighting, oh, I Jehovah Jireh. I need a team. Let's manifest a team. 2023, people need to be running around here saying, yeah, first cut, second. Yes, I have said it. Shakahle shanilandela. Swo saseka na swi deserve. Ni ta hlangana na ti destiny helpers leti nga ta pfuna vumundzuku bya mina. Mina ni muhluri. Mina ni ta humelela. Mina ni ta va na mali. I'm so happy to have you guys come again. I'm so excited to finally do the other three that I said we were going to talk about today. Yesterday, guys, the previous video, if you did not see the previous video, was basically about how I felt people do not have as much information when it comes to how to choose a gynae, especially in South Africa. Not so sure about all the other areas, but guys, gynaes are very important. And if you can't know how to choose the gynae that you need, there's a problem. I also yazi matata problem. So that was basically what we were talking about yesterday. We started with the first three, and of which the initial one was you need to make sure that that person has recommendations. I spoke more about it on the video. Please go check it out if you didn't check out yesterday's video. And then reviews, guys. I even literally walked you through how to see the best reviews from a doctor. It can be a restaurant as well, but yesterday was particularly a doctor. My doctor in particular, Evie. The third thing we spoke about was the experience. Please make sure you research about the things the person has done, the experience they have. Are they well qualified to be assisting you in that particular area? There are different types of specialists, as mentioned, OBGYNs. If you need fertility, you go to a different one. If you have surgical issues like a prolapse, you go to a surgical person, reconstruction, gynaes, things like that. And they say it's a cosmetic thing, but it's a different gynae. That's what I'm trying to say, my people. So please make sure you do that. This is also to make sure you understand that even when your family member says, yeah, I have fibroids, I have endometriosis, I need to go get a surgery, you first check the person that they're going for a surgery with. Check the doctor. It's very important. Ask who's the doctor. It's knowing the doctor and knowing the experience is not supposed to be something you tiptoe about. It's not supposed to be a secret. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't feel bad for asking. You need to know. Did you hear me? The fourth thing that I would like us to talk about today is it's not entirely covered, especially in South Africa. I am going to always say especially in South Africa because I live in South Africa. It's very important for you to look at your medical aid. When you go to a specialist, majority of the time specialists are more expensive than GPs. It happens, it probably maybe depends on the type of specialist it is. It also depends on where you live, like where you are in terms of regionally. It might so happen that people who are in Johannesburg don't pay as much money as people in Polokwane pay, for example, because of the place and because of how much people, like the affordability of the place basically. So that is why there are medical aids. That's number one. Number two, I have literally been going through a lot of those health issues. So I found myself in a position where I had to just research a lot about so many things, and that included medical aids. And I was so shocked when I was told plus minus 20% of South Africa's total population, 20% are the only people that have medical aids, and the rest of the 80% are either saying, God, I will trust in you, Jehovah. When we are sick, we're just gonna and continue with our lives, you know. And others are people who obviously depend on government assistance as well. That is why we're complaining about the South African government health system and how much of a backlog it has, and how much people complain about how they're not well paid because there's so many people that are coming, you know, especially this December. So I was shocked because I was like, Njani, 20%, you know. And I honestly at that point felt like I'm in business and it's 20%, guys. Why are all the others not having medical aid? And obviously it's because of affordability. So how then do we fit the gap and make sure people have medical aids? And that's when I started looking, and I realized in actual fact this is not what I want to talk to you. about today, but I realized that in actual fact there are medical aids that are quite affordable for certain people based on your needs. It's just that people don't know about them, and people have a perception when it comes to medical aid. Apart from that, there's medical aid, there's medical insurance, there's a hospital plan, there is a gap fund. There are quite a number of things that people can take in order for them to be assisted when bad things happen or when they find themselves in a situation that they never prepared themselves for. And number 4, it takes me to number 4. The reason why I'm saying this is based on what I have just mentioned about medical aids now. When you have a medical aid, there are certain medical aids that are going to tell you, no, we do not cover this, we do not cover that, no, we cover this, we cover that. Other medical aids go to the extent of even saying, yes, she's a gynae, but she's not an associate doctor, therefore you may have to pay maybe 50% of the amount. Let's say the gynae's 1 day charge is like the consultation fee for your first visit is 2,000 rand, for example. It's not that high, guys. I'm just not too sure about mine, but I do know that I have a physician that, yeah, I pay 1.9 for 1 consultation. Yes. Every other time, and it's quite weird because I actually need them a whole lot. So there are different people, and just as I mentioned with regards to where you live and things like that, what you need. At the same time, other doctors also know they're very important and they are very good, and they've put so much energy and they've studied so much. They made sure that their craft is very credible, hence they can charge that much of an amount. Others, not necessarily, they just the doctors, and they'll just, you know, skyrocket and dive and see where the river leads them. But anyway, make sure, guys, when you choose a gynae, that the gynae is part of your medical aid. But this is on condition that you do have a medical aid. If you do not have a medical aid, I do know there's certain procedures you can go through in order for you to get a government gynae. The only challenge about that is you need to wait for a very long time. As mentioned, the backlog is a lot. Many people need the services, and you can't really choose which gynae because it's for free, my baby. Like, I mean, really, you know. But if you have a medical aid, please make sure you do these things, because you're paying for something that needs to bring back some form of assistance or alleviate a bit of cash flow in your life, you know? So that's number 4. Make sure they are on your medical aid. Actually, you know, what is the payment process? This is because some of the medical aids would tell you go to the gynae, pay cash, and we'll pay later. It's highly possible you may not have the money, but the medical aid has the person as an associate. You need to also budget for that. So just make sure you know, like, from top to bottom, what your medical aid says, what it covers, what it doesn't. And obviously each year things change within a medical aid. You have benefits, don't, you know, things like that. And you read that. I'm not gonna say 50 million times, I'm just saying make sure you read that thing because it's very important. Okay, yes. Number 5, the 5th thing. I know majority of the people that are probably gonna hear this one may not agree with me completely, but I found this to be very important in my journey. And the 5th thing is make sure the doctor, guys, you and your doctor have aligned values, you know. I do know of people who, for example, are Islam, and they say to you, I am not gonna ever go to any other gynae that is not Islamic, you know. And I understand because it's a religious thing, but it's so weird how Christians really do that. Like, we're just like vibing with these things, you know. Even if it's a Islam, you go, even no, if they say she's cheaper, I even worse, yeah. So we're completely different from other people, which is a bit of a challenge, and I think we need to address. The reason why I'm saying this is because I initially didn't think it was important until I was sick and almost wanted to die, and have someone come tell you, I'm so tired of treating you, you're always coming back to me, I feel like I should just give you to someone else. And the words were, okay, interesting. Other times I would go into my gynae's room and she would say, dude, like, the people in Limpopo literally want you by the head. Like, they want to literally see your head detached from your body to make sure you are dead, you know? So, girl, are you praying? Are you fasting? You know? And it was interesting because, generally speaking, I probably would have said I wanted a Christian to be my doctor. And here I am with a Christian, but the Christian is just throwing everything at me like, you're not Christian enough. And it's like, guys, honestly, I've been through it. So yeah, so I at that time I didn't see it, and that's just because obviously when someone says something, you think about it and you're just like, actually this person may be true, people want me to die, you know. And it's a comment, yes, but imagine if maybe your doctor was, yes, Christian, but very prayerful and very fire. Maybe the response would have probably said, let's pray. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that is what everyone else would want, but it's so important for you to go into that first appointment, talk to gynae. Vibes don't lie, guys. Like, vibes don't lie, auras don't lie, and the more you talk to someone, listen to how they respond to you. My current gynae is she explains, and the reason why maybe I appreciate her so much is because I am from a place where nothing was entirely explained. I had to basically find out a lot of things myself, and I had to figure out why this decision was made for that to happen. Why am I here? Why did I not ask this? And at that time I'm thinking I would not have been able to ask because I did not even know what you're talking about, you know. So for her, maybe she explains because she is aware of what I've been through and she knows I understand a number of things, or she maybe explains because that's the general person she is. And that is why I'm saying sometimes it may not be easy for you to look at the value of the person by one appointment or two appointments, but after getting the recommendations from people and after looking at the reviews and after seeing, okay, this person is in my medical aid, go to that appointment and talk to her. If you feel good about the appointment, then continue going back. If you feel weird about the appointment, sit, pause, think of what made you feel weird about the appointment, what made you feel uncomfortable about whatever she had said or he had said, and then think about whether you're in a good financial space to go to another gynae for comparison purposes. If you are, then I would advise you to do so. If you are not, my girl, I would advise you to try again one last time. If it is a no-no, then yes, definitely that is at least a confirmation of the fact that, girl, you're not going back to that. Like, everyone loves her, but you are just a person, that particular very special person. Yeah. So that's another thing you need to do. Make sure you understand the values of your gynae. Make sure you understand what they carry is important. You know, I don't want to talk a lot about the Christian part of things, but what they carry is important. So make sure you're well aligned with your gynae and check if that is exactly who you want to talk to. Yeah. So the third one for today, but the number 6 since yesterday, would be, apart from looking at the values and how a person, you know, upholds themselves in the aura, it's very important for you to also, if you find yourself in a position where they check you, you know, it's very important for you to look at the etiquette of your gynae. I know majority of the people would say, oh no, it doesn't matter. I am so happy that I experienced a very tricky etiquette, but this was an assistant of a particular specialist that I was using. It was not the specialist in particular, and I was so uncomfortable because I was like, no, if you can do that, then you can do this. Okay, no, that's not hygienic, no, you know. But I do remember, like, literally from the get-go, I do remember my gynaes have literally been very perfect. For example, things like, I know you may not think it's important until you have an infection and you're sick and then you want to die and then you don't know who to blame because you are almost about to say, hi Jesus, how are you? Hey, I am telling you, listen,
where would I be? I survived it.